So find yourself arriving and find yourself getting comfortable. So when we look for comfort, we're looking to let go of any rigidity, softening, so you can be wherever you are. And before we start moving, we're simply going to settle. And then bring your attention to the breath moving in your body. And simply allow the attention to rest on the expansion of the inhale and the letting go of the exhale. A long, uplifting inhale and an easy, deep exhale. So connecting with the breath like this, the first thing in the morning, is our way of connecting to ourselves. And I use it in the plural because many of us have many personalities in ourselves, but also connecting to that deeper, essential nature. So let's take our arms up, inhale, and exhale down. So you're just feeling the flow of the movement with your breath. So now take a long, expanding inhale, adding the arms. It can be like a wave. And on the exhale, you're just letting that down. We'll just do one more like that, connecting within. Not about getting anywhere. You're already here. And then let's start to just sway side to side. Notice, what is your body doing? Are you forcing it? How's the breath? So again, today's going to be about softness and ease, even though we're going to do some fun, maybe challenging things that definitely Debbie can do, because we'll be standing. And then coming back and finding your seat and seeing what this feels like now after doing that. Connecting with the breath. And then either palms together on your chest, checking in. And seeing where your focus needs to be today during this morning movement. Always helpful to lean in and listen and see where to place the attention. And then undo. And then decide how you're going to sit. And Tally, you might have to mute. I don't know. Someone's having a little bit of static. But find somewhere where you're going to sit. I don't know, Tally. I just know it's happened before. And so let's actually just start with a twist. Right arm here on the left. Other arm behind you. And just see what's possible. Breathing in. You're not forcing. Connecting to the breath again. Easy softening, connecting to the breath, expanding on the inhale, and easing into it on the exhale. And then slide your left hand to the side, and the right arm can go over. And Deb, this might help if you do something like this. I don't know. Sometimes when you lead with the elbow, and then you can reach over, whatever works for you. Connecting with the breath again in this movement. And then coming up You see how we slowed down today, huh? Don't know how it happens. Right arm across, left arm, Deb, you decide no arms, and just bend forward, rounding the back. So again, you're connecting with the breath so you can connect with the body. Basically connecting the two, right? And then come back up, and let's go other side. So connecting with the left arm, finding the right behind. And notice I have my feet stacked right on top of each other. That allows for an easier and more complete twist. When you have the ankles crossed, you don't get as much of that hip anchoring. So again, easing into the exhale and lifting up in the inhale. And then finding your side bend. Instead of, I should say, it finds you, right? So you're letting it find you. Like, oh, look at that. Where's their resistance? That's not moving, or that's moving. So again, lifting up on the inhale. Exhale, easing into it. It's just that cueing of the inhale lifts you, the exhale eases into it. And then coming down one more time, however you want to do your arms. Allow yourself to move forward. And then come on up. And then rotate into hands and knees pose. I just have to access the clock because it wasn't there. And start your cat-cows. And again, see if they can be segmented, if at all possible. Feeling each vertebrae. Isn't it kind of luscious? Look, it's just us. So there's a sense of, you know, you're right here, I'm right here. So when I'm doing this one on the inhale, I'm slowing down so I can really contact some of those spaces that don't get opened up. And on the exhale, again, I'm widening. And then I start to wiggle, maybe looking at my right heel and my left heel. Maybe I bend my elbows and make a round and circle my head, but whatever feels good for you. Make sure you're going both ways. So often we end up one way, not the other. You can find that I find going one way continuously, right? Yes, I noticed my husband likes to try to take new ways. I think that's very useful. I'm like, can we just go the same way? I mean, in the car. And then coming back up and start to move the hands so you just feel light. So instead of pressing so hard right now, just feel nice and light. And then open the knees up a little bit and start to find a down dog that works for, a child's pose that works for you. I'm going to move my hips right and left to get there. So I'm going to snuggle back in a sense, just snuggling. And I'm rocking right to left. And again, as I said, Deb, you'll have to make things up. Coming forward, coming onto the forearms, and just feeling that and noticing where your hands are. And perhaps your hands can be more wide. So you want your elbows more in maybe, and the hands at least the same line or wider. And then put a little pressure there. Maybe you tuck the toes and lift the knees up. Just see what it feels like to put pressure. And relax the neck. And maybe you rock the hips right and left. You're just feeling the shoulders. You can do this at the wall, Deb. The wall, that's great. Now we're going to start to maybe straighten one leg. I think we're all good at this. Straighten one and then lift the knee. And if you can straighten both, you're in a forearm plank. And tuck the belly and rock forward and back and just feel the effort of this. Being easeful with your body. Then bring that same knee in, place it down, and breathe. And go the other way. Take the other leg and extend it behind you. Lift the knee and extend both legs. Rock side to side this time. So notice where you're pressing on your wrists. Notice what you can do to make it easy. And then come back with the knees bent. And walk them behind your hips. And we're going to straighten the elbows, but we're going to keep them wide. So keep your elbows wide and see what happens now when you press down in the arms. The emphasis and effort changes, no? Head is long. So you have this heart opening pose. Breathing in and breathing out. And then simply to come out, you're going to lift your belly up, round your back, and come to some kind of an all fours. You might be a little wider. Walk the hands in a little bit and sit back into a child's pose with your hands by your knees. And now I'd like you to press the hands down so you're up a little bit. You can look at me. And I'm going to press around my belly. So I'm feeling my arms in a different, so I'm almost going to lift myself off the floor, but not really. Exhale. And then walk back to hands and knees. Extend the right leg out to the side. So here you could be on fingertips if that's more comfortable. And we're going to get a little organic here. So just let the right arm go up one time and the left arm, whichever. You're going to go back and forth. Just go one side and see what the opening feels like. And then the other side. And you can play organically, Deb, with the different positions of the legs too. This time we're going to take our thread the needle underneath. And you might even stay there, or maybe you come up. And then you try to thread the needle the other way, but you decide what you need right now. So I'm going one side and then I'm saying, oh, let me see what it feels like to go the other way. And no matter who you are, you're exploring with the breath, connecting inward, just reaching and trying to touch your toe, then trying to reach the arm all the way. I shouldn't say you're trying, that's actually not correct. I'm exploring to see how far does it go easily. And then you're coming on up. And you're going to take a funny down dog. So I'm simply going to take my hands wide and lift my knee up. And it's sort of a diagonal wide dog. And you can be on your fingertips here, your fists, whatever works for you. And then come back down. Come up to gate pose. And see what you have. So again, I'll turn sideways. Start to move over, maybe use your arm, maybe not. Maybe you like to just do it with your hands on your hips. Maybe you'd like to reach here. You know, just see what your body wants to do. And just take a few, like flow one way, and maybe you flow the other. Maybe you don't. Maybe this isn't a nice way for you to flow. So a full flow, if that's interesting, is then to see about lifting the leg, but maybe that's not interesting to you. And notice your breathing. And reaching. And then you'll come down and place your hands in front and sit back. So I'm clawing the floor and sitting back and seeing what that feels like. And then switching sides. Bring that knee in, switch. And again, just playing with one arm goes up and then the other. And you'll notice one side's a little harder, no? So you can see if you can inhale and expand and maybe hold that side for a full breath. It's up to you. And see what it feels like on the inhale and what does it feel like on the exhale. And then you can thread the needle. So you're taking it under and seeing what that feels like. Maybe you can reach for the toe, maybe not. So again, yesterday we talked about no agenda in a sense, yeah? So it was like saying, don't putting so much limits on other people or ourselves. How often do we do that? That's called judgment, right? It's like, I can only go this far, or that was that good, or that wasn't good. So instead, just see what's possible. And then you'll come up into your gate pose. So again, it's really organic and up to you. So you decide. Maybe you stay here and you're doing a whole bunch of stuff. But you're deciding what you need. I'm simply allowing some movement. Yeah, and some of us need to have big movement in the morning, so go for it. So what we're learning, what I'm learning, is very often when I listen to others, I'm listening to their way. Yeah? And I'm gonna lift my leg up. So instead I listen, but then see how does that land or fall for me? And then I'll come down and sit back, fingers in the, oh, we didn't do a wide dog, did we? So let's do a funny dog. Kind of like that one. That one seems more planted, right? More of a base. Then I'll just sit back. And then I'll come forward. And you can do this standing at the wall, Deb, down dog, all those kinds of things. You do like a bracket pose. So let's come to get to our down dog. I'm just going to move these. I'll switch. Then take your first dog. So your first dog is a wiggly. I'm wiggling my feet. I'm lifting my hands. I'm looking right and left. I'm like crawling like an animal. I'm bending my elbows. And then when you're ready, if you want to take your full expansion, you can. Maybe you take your feet up, your legs up. So again, you're not restricted to somebody saying do this and do that. Maybe you bend the knee in. Wow, look at that. You take it on up and then you bend the knee and round it towards your belly. So when you move as a full piece and then come back to your down dog and see you're not rigid, it's just extended flow. And then you're going to roll over to a plank and roll back to your down dog. So again, you can do something standing too at the wall that work for you, Deb, you decide. Last one, roll to your plank and rock back and forth once. And then for many of us, we'll come to our knees to go down, but that's up to you. And then you'll sort of float down slowly, slowly, slowly. Tops of the toes down, maybe lift your fingers, wiggle them, and then you're just going to float up into up dog. So I slowly roll the shoulders and just push and just unpeel or peel yourself up. Your legs can be on the ground if you like, the knees can be up, don't worry about it. And then come back down. So how can you make this easier and more comfortable and less rigid? One more time, lift the hands, then place them down and exhale. And lengthen. Just no expectations of challenge. And then come back down. You'll place your cheek to the side or forehead down, your choice. We're going to lift our legs, but this time I'm going to place my hands on my butt and I'm going to really reach down for my thighs. So I'm going to really reach as far as I can, then roll my shoulders out and press the tops of the feet down so I'm a rigid stick. And then I'm simply going to keep my shoulders that way and lift my legs. So I'm just going to hold my torso. Now, if you want to lift your torso, you can, but you've set your stick so it's very stable. Squeeze the shoulders back, lift the legs, let the head come up even more if you want, and then slowly lower down. Find your hands under your shoulders. Find yourself peeling yourself up. Find either child's pose or down dog. Whatever works for you. And then when you're ready, you'll just mosey those legs like you're, again, a bear or something. Not a bear, what would it be? Somebody crawling on all fours. So you're really feeling more of the animal nature of being on all fours and the benefit of the spine being like that. And then you're hanging and swinging and forward bend somehow. Maybe the knees are bent. I kind of like the knees bent sometimes. And just reaching. Maybe even reaching between my legs. Wow. And then I'm going to come up and I'm just letting my hips go. And I'm really keeping it circles. Even Tally, I'm making big circles like a hula. Or the other way, figure eights. And then coming up and finding something that allows your body to be there. And then saying hello. We've arrived. So nice, isn't it? It's so funny, everyone's head's chopped off. Ah, so great. Come on to the front. Imagine walking around. Wouldn't we want our heads chopped off? It would be so great because we wouldn't have to think so much, right? Let's come to the front. I meant that in a fun way. Let's take some kind of sun salutation. And Deb, definitely some bricks would be useful for you. I'm going to go this way because, see, I don't normally go this way. So let's just take the arms up so easy and light, inhaling to lift. And then I'm going to squat to come down, exhale and squat to come down. Just let myself go. No trying to make a form or some image. And then you can use your bricks, as we've said before. Lunge back right leg, so long. Knee can come down if you'd like. Knee can be up, your choice. But you're simply rocking back and forth, side to side. Then knee comes down. And see if you can really lunge forward quite a bit. Reach the arms back, lean yourself forward, and then use your belly and your feet to come on up. So I'm just peeling my torso, but I try to keep my hips so strong. Wow. And then reach back like you could grab someone's arms if they were there. Woo. And then reach the arms however you'd like, up or just come forward. So your hands are either over your head or on your hips, and we're going to play. Tuck your toe. Here's some strength here. So first, activate your core, so your whole torso is. Activate your front foot, back foot, and in one whole motion, easy peasy, lift yourself up. Exhale, come on up. Can we try to go back down? Easy peasy. Hands can be on your thighs. Just going down, exhale, inhale, lift. Leg straight. Exhale down. Inhale, lift, or switch your breathing. Last one. All the way down. Excellent. Hands on your bricks. Remove the bricks for a moment and place the hands down so you're in a low lunge. My back's going to be to you, okay? So just twist yourself so you're in a side lunge. So that's what my side lunge would look like. Toes are up. I'm pushing my knees, and I'm trying to get in. And then you're going to walk to the other side. Side lunge. Turn and forward lunge on the floor. Whee. And then go back the other way. Side lunge as best as you can. Walk it over, and you're back to the beginning. Hands on the bricks. Inhale and stand. Exhale and forward bend in any way you want. You can do a squat. I kind of like the squat. Exhale, forward bend. I think we have two legs, yeah? So let's take the other one back. Whee. You know, not everybody has two legs, right? You forget that. I forget that. We think everything, you know, it's not the way I live is not the way everyone else lives. Tops of the toes down and let yourself lean forward. And rock back and forth, sideways, whatever to open up. And then you're going to lean forward and lift the knee up and just feel that. And take it down. Okay, I'm leaning forward. My hands will be wherever they can on the hips or on the blocks. Activate your belly very strongly. Push down the front foot and just lift yourself up. Oh, we forgot to do the kneeling. Sorry. Put the knee back down. Excuse me. Peel up, still anchoring the torso. So you can use the bricks here, or you can use your body. And then you're going to, again, allow yourself to lean back a little bit, reach the arms like someone's there. Toe could be tucked or not. Just feel it. It's your body. What do you need to do? Find those hands. And then coming back and seeing. Maybe you need the bricks. Maybe we're going to try without. So I'm going to reach my arms straight up and lift on the inhale. Tuck the toe. Firm up my core. Exhale, lift, or inhale, whatever works for you. And down. Some of us like the inhale on the way up. because it makes sense because you're rising up, but you decide. And your hands can be definitely where you need. Make it your own, people. That's why we have Zoom. And then come on back down, grab your bricks, stepping forward, inhale. Exhale, forward bend or squat. So again, I like the bent knees these days because it allows me to really work into that area. And slowly rolling up. And again, I'm just expanding my body so I can feel what it's like to stand then. Anchor yourself and feel one whole piece. Okay, here we go. I think this is what I'm doing today. So if you need a wall or a chair for balance, let's do it. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. We're taking the number 4 squats. So you're just going to practice just doing, and you'll come out of it, and then come out of it. Okay, do it again. Exhale, just get it in your body a little bit. You can use a wall. Let's do it one more time. And come on back. We're going to add to that some form of cow face. So this is what your cow face could look like, foot on the floor. And here, your cow face could look like this. Okay, so just practice that 3 times. So you wrap it around and some kind of squeezing of the legs and internal rotation. And falling. And again. Is that 3? Make sure you've done 3. And then we're going to put those together. So I'm simply going to do exhale, inhale up. Then go to same leg, cow face. Arms out, exhale, and inhale. A little work, eh? Squat down, inhale up. Use your focus. Cow face, arm side, exhale. One more. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, cow face. And bow to yourself, straight leg. That was exciting to watch you. You got it by the last one. Shall we do it again? Other side. So you're just practicing. So you're just practicing here. And you can change the arms. You can put the arms behind you if you'd like this time. It's a little harder. So I'm just here. And then I come down. So if you can spot yourself, exhale down as far as you can. And then you softly inhale up. You could put a chair too and sit sort of in the chair. My mother-in-law's dog looking at me, wagging, saying, let me out. One more. I think that's 3. I'm exhaling. And then I rise up. And you can do this, whatever you'd like. You ready for cow faces? So play. I'm going to take the arms side. You can take them up. Whatever works for you. I'm going to take these up this time. So when you're moving this slowly, there's a sense of okayness, right? Shall we try to put them together? I think that was 3, or is that 3? Let's go. When you're ready. I'm inhaling as I come up, exhaling as I go down. Your arms are really what feels flowy for you. Inhale up, exhale down. So notice your mental focus. Last one. That's what happens with repetition. And bowing down to ourselves. Yeah. So one more. It's a little bit up here, yeah? So you're taking your arms and you're just going to twist and touch your elbow. Slow. It's not like in gym. It's not this. It's literally just tap it lovingly and down. And down. Just 2 on each side. And now you're going to try the side. So I'm simply going to say, exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. One more. Exhale, and inhale, exhale, and take a moment. Make sure you're at the front of your mat. Warrior one, right leg back. So I'm simply going to take it into like a crane and step back from my warrior. I can either put the heel down here or I can have the heel up. I'm taking my heel up here and just allow this stretch to happen. So here I'm going to reach forward and open up. Reach forward, exhale, inhale up. Last one. And then hold up. And the arms again can be rising up to the ceiling and then just focus. So you're stretching that whole back leg. You can place the back heel down, that's fine too. It adds a little more strain to the low back for many of us. Open to warrior two. Inhale, rise up, straighten. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to triangle. See if you can hang out for 5 breaths. And you're not still, so if you need to, you turn the arm, you look up, bend the hand, move the, just see what's possible. So it's not a static holding, it's a playing and getting deeper hold. And then when you're there, yeah, you can hold for a moment. And inhale up. You're turning both feet out. And you're going to bend down either in goddess here with the arms up or hands on your thighs. Breathe. Breathe. And straighten arms out. And let's just go into our warrior one on the other side, or I'm going to do high lunge. So I'm simply going to pivot and extend that hips forward so I can straighten that leg. And if you'd like to take your arms back, wherever you'd like. So I'm going to rise up, inhale, and exhale, bend. Rise up, inhale. The arms go way up. Exhale. So gently, I'm touching my hands together. It feels so loving. You can blow out your mouth one more time. And then I'm just going to hold it. Maybe I arch back. And then allow yourself to bend forward. And take the arms back. Come on. Allow yourself to bend forward. Not sure if I got this in the right order, but that's okay. And then open. So I'm just playing with the tilting of the ribs forward. And then come on up and hold your high lunge. Feel the stretch right here. And open into warrior two. And if the arms are too tired, work with it. So I rise up on the inhale, let it lift you. And exhale, coming down. And I know for some of you, we're asking a little bit here, right? Inhale. Can you be with that breath just like we did at the beginning, so easily? Ready for your triangle? Lie down. And instead of being static, what do you need to do here? Do you need to stretch your spine more? Do you want to take your hand in a different position so you can revolve better? Bend the front knee if necessary. Turn the head. And then once you've gotten somewhere that feels like you, feels like you, isn't that nice? And then you hang out like, oh yeah, this is me. This is me in this pose. This is my experience. And then we're going to come up into that wide goddess, right? Turning the legs. Wide goddess. Oh, wow, mine got wider than last time. Look at that. She's something. And then we'll hands on the hips, turn the legs in. We're going to bend forward. And instead, I'm going to stick my buttocks out and bend my knees. So I'm going to be flat back. I'm almost going to put my chin on the countertop. Wow, what's that like? And then I'm going to release it from the countertop and slide it down the cabinet. My knees can be bent, and see if I can find the chin going toward the floor out front. And then maybe you can take downward dog arms. You can put your hands on your ankles. You can put your hands between your legs, but something that gets you in this forward bend position. You can hang your head on the, so it's not fully down. You can take the classic one where you're almost in the headstand. That's fine too. That's more of a restful pose. And it's stretching for your hamstrings. So this is a wonderful, if headstand's not available, this is the pose to cultivate. Because once you get here, you're really working legs. You're in the position of the headstand, but you don't have the pressure. And then when you're ready, come to hands, forward bend, hands on the floor. So Deb, this is not for you. You can go to whatever you think. So we're going to practice our handstand, but not just pushing pressure. So put pressure on the arms, round the back. And then you're going to maybe, my knees are bent, lift one foot. You can put it behind the other, or just lift it, lift the other. So press into the floor. The key here is both hands need to press equally. Just practice lifting. And here we go, Maureen, going for our crow pose. So you simply squat down. Either you put the knees on the outside of your arms, or you put them in the armpit. So it's really going to be what seems to work for you. And then you simply fly as best you can. Breathing, easeful, peaceful. Yes, isn't it wonderful? And then when you come down, you'll sit in your squat and circle your wrists both ways. Yes, lovely. I like that position, Maureen. So see how you get to work the hips. And then take a wide for windshield wiper, just a couple. You can put the hands on the floor. You can lean back if that's something where you are today. Really up to you. One more. Good. Come on back and take wide legs. So you're gonna, like they say, fingers walking, walk the fingers and just see how far is comfortable. So you may be here. And maybe you want to take your legs a little further in. You're gonna see where you can anchor them. So can you grab your toes? If you can grab your toes, you do. If you can grab your knees, you grab your knees. And you simply allow yourself to let the weight take you forward. Now, if you're grabbing the toes or the feet, pull on the toes or the feet to lift yourself up first, and then let yourself come down. So you're actively pulling and pushing. If you're holding the shins, kind of, you're pulling the shins as you stretch forward. And then at some point, relax completely. Relax completely and let it just be there in traction. Let the breath take you on that wave. And slowly coming on up. Shake your legs together. And the right or the left. So first we'll practice going forward and reaching. Can you relax the shoulders so we're not trying for anything? We're going to do several in one. Then we're simply going to open the shoulders away from each other. So for Deb, you might be just here. For others, you might open more. For others, you might try to bind. Can you soften wherever you are? So if the hands are by the side, that's fine. Just softening. And then slowly, just allowing yourself to undo. We're going the other way. So you decide. You're either going to, again, try to bind by turning it inward. You're simply going to hug the knee. That might be where you want. Maybe you want to cross the leg over to give you a little bit of support. But you'll want to be here fully, all of you. Not trying to be somewhere else. And undoing. Stretching. Bending the other. Reaching forward beforehand. I'm simply reaching forward. Maybe touching, maybe not. So you're not trying to get a pose, you're trying to just be fluid. And then opening the arms and deciding if you're upright and opening or you're binding and twisting. And notice again if there's rigidity. So there can be stuckness in the joints and the muscles, but are you rigid? How are you with your experience? Can you support it with the breath? And then undoing so slowly. And then naturally, I'm crossing my legs because that's what I want today. And you can hug if you want today, like so. Or if you want to bind, you're turning the shoulder inward. So it adds another dimension. I'm not able to bind fully. So just notice if you can use your breath to help you. And undoing. Finding a way to roll down that suits you. I'm going to just hold my legs and roll down. And today my knees are coming up and I'm simply going to push against my knees and pull my knees in and hold softly like that for 5 to 10 breaths. So I'm activating my core. And then I either cross my ankles or put my soles of the feet together, open the arms, and let everything open. So I'm working with the breath and the body. Your final pose can be legs over in Halasana. It can be a back bend of sorts with a brick under your hips. You decide, legs up, simply here. You can just have a little plow like so. I'm okay with that too. There's less stress. So this plow is just fine. This plow is fine. You can go to side to side. There's so many, allowing yourself not to be stuck in one. Or we're taking a back bend, maybe interlacing the hands underneath with a brick. So that's an option here. Or here. So if you're in a Setu Bandha, which is a bridge, maybe you take the brick nice and high, maybe it's low. Wherever you are, enjoy being you. And then allowing yourself to slow yourself out of wherever you are into your final position, which could be on your back or seated. Starfish or just regular. If you're in starfish, rock a little bit to settle the low back. And then begin your breathing again. So letting your inhale lift you and expand you. Letting the exhale ease you down to relax back into yourself. On the exhale, opening yourself up to all possibilities. And on the exhale, letting go of all that you don't need on that journey. And then wherever you are, feeling like yourself, as yourself. This is the self that is your wise woman. Your nurturing goddess. The one that has the space for all potentiality, all feelings. She can hold it all. So maybe placing your hands somewhere on your body, all palms together. Asking how you can show up today to be more yourself. More of that expansive nature.
within by collecting all the energy and connecting with all the energy in all.